We got some big news to talk about here on the channel. John Mara has spoken about OBJ publicly. Does he want it back on the Giants? We'll break it down in today's show. But make sure you guys are subscribed, because if the Giants make a move, we make a video here on the channel. And if the Giants sign OBJ, we're going live. So hit that sub button and help us get to 27,000 subs. We're just over 500 away. We're doing it for Brandon Jacobs. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Big news surrounding the New York Football Giants came out today, and it came from their owner. John Mara was at the NFL owners' meetings today on Monday, and he spoke to the media, and the media asked him, has the door closed on Odell Beckham Jr.? Do you want to see Odell Beckham Jr. back with the Giants? And this is what he had to say. Pat Leonard of the New York Daily News was there. He is the source. He said John Mara says Giants haven't closed the door on Odell Beckham Jr., says he's in favor of signing him back if Joe Shane and Brian Dable can make it work. This pretty much tells you that the ownership of the Giants, the front office, they want Odell Beckham Jr. back once again to be a member of the New York Football Giants, and of course they do. He's a megastar. John Mara's no dummy. He knows that a lot of people that love the Giants love Odell Beckham Jr., and he knows that that is probably going to increase ticket prices, more excitement, more publicity, and honestly, a better football team, because I think OBJ is still a damn good football player. I think he's going to have a good year this year, and I would love to see it with the New York Football Giants. But before we go into depth more about this signing, I want the real ones to sound off for me. John Mara wants OBJ, so he's typing OBJ in the comments. Do you want OBJ on the Giants? Let your voices be heard. Let me know what you're feeling. Do you want OBJ on the Giants? Type OBJ for yes or no BJ. No BJ for no. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm honestly not a fan of John Mara, the Giants owner, chiming in on free agency and personnel decisions. I like my owners to be owners. You worry about the ticket prices, the concession stands, the price of the concession stands. Do what owners do. Be an owner. Don't be a Jerry Joneser. Don't be that guy. Be an owner. You're not a general manager. Leave the roster construction to Joe Shane. But I think that John Mara and the rest of this Giants front office knows that they still need a wide receiver. You signed Paris Campbell to a 1-year deal. You brought back Darius Slayton on a 2-year deal. You brought back Sterling Shepard on a 1-year deal. That doesn't mean you fix your wide receiver one problems. Yes, you signed Darren Waller, traded for Darren Waller. You got an elite tight end there. But he's been hurt the last 2 years. Still a damn good football player, and I love the deal. But the Giants still have a hole at the wide receiver one position, and Mara may be thinking like Giants fans, if Odell Beckham Jr. is only going to go for a 1-year deal at $5 million, maybe we add him to this wide receiver depth chart where you see guys like Isaiah Hodgins and Darius Slayton and Paris Campbell and Sterling Shepard and Wan'Dale Robinson and Jamison Crowder and Colin Johnson and Jeff Smith. There's a whole bunch of 2s on here. There's a whole bunch of 3s. But is there that alpha? Is there that dog? Is there that number one wide receiver on the outside that's going to put some fear into the defensive coordinator's mind and not let them sleep at night? No, there's not. But is that guy OBJ anymore? I mean, look what he did with the Los Angeles Rams in 2021 in the 12 games he played there. He was well on his way to becoming the Super Bowl MVP before his ACL was shredded. 48 receptions, 593 yards, 12.3 yards per catch, and 7 touchdowns. What was he with the Rams? He wasn't number 13 with the Giants. He wasn't Yellow Mohawk OBJ. But he was a great receiver. He was elite in the red zone. And when he was matched up one-on-one, he won his matchup more often than not. And that's why he had 7 touchdowns on 48 grabs. This guy is still good. But it all comes down to the cheddar. It's all going to come down to the money. How much money is Odell Beckham Jr. going to want and ask for from the New York Football Giants? He tweeted out that a team offered him $4 million. And he was like, well, if you're only going to offer me $4 million, I'm going to say no. But if you offer me $6 million, then I'm only going to get $3 because of taxes, and I got to spend $1 on myself. And what does that leave you with? Sounds like it leaves you with $2 million, OBJ. So I'm going to tell you how much I would pay Odell Beckham Jr. if I was the Giants coming up here in a second. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Athletic Greens. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. Shout out to Athletic Greens. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted better gut health and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. AG1 empowers the gut for whole body health, which is something that I need. I start the day with making one great choice, AG1, and more healthy decisions then follow. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. I also love that it costs less than $3 a day. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. The link is in the comments and description of today's show. AG1 by Athletic Greens promotes gut health, supports immunity, and boosts energy. I love it. You're going to love it. And you can thank me later. Links right here, athleticgreens.com/chatsports. When you talk about a contract for Odell Beckham Jr., reports came out that he asked for $20 million. He debunked those. He said a team offered me $4 million, said that wasn't enough. So what about 1 year, $5 million guaranteed, plus incentives that could get it up to $12, $13 million? I don't care how much you get paid incentives, because if you end up having to pay out those incentives, that means he had a really damn good year. And if he has a damn good year with the Giants, that means the Giants are going to have a damn good football season. If OBJ wants to be a Giant, he knows it's going to have to be a 1-year, cheap, prove-it deal, which is laced with incentives. And the reason I think the time is now for the Giants to go out and sign Odell Beckham Jr. is because this is the lowest Daniel Jones' cap hit is going to be during his current contract with the New York Giants. He only has a $21 million cap hit for this season. Then it balloons all the way up to $45 million. Then it goes back down to 2025. And then in 2026, the $56.5 million cap hit is not all fully guaranteed. So if you're looking to load up on veterans for a 1-year cheap prove-it deal, the time is now, because Daniel Jones, his contract's only counting for $21 million on the books. You can get OBJ for 1 year, $5 million guaranteed, incentives push it up to 15. I don't care how much it is. I think I'd do it. I think the Giants need him, and I think, honestly, he needs the New York Football Giants. What about this, though? Before we transition to what John Mara had to say about Saquon Barkley, let me get your thoughts on this. How much would you pay Odell Beckham Jr. per year? Give me the guaranteed number. The highest I'd go is 5 or 6. What do you think? How much would you pay OBJ per year? Guaranteed. Sound off for me down in the comment section. Mara didn't just speak about OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., at the NFL owners' meetings. He was also asked about a star running back that's set to play on the franchise tag, and that is Saquon Barkley. He was asked about Barkley. Where are you guys at on a long-term deal? Do you have a contract offer for him? What do you think about the kid? And Mara said, we want him to be a Giant for his entire career. Of course you do. You drafted him number 2 overall. He's a superstar, just like Beckham Jr. He attracts eyeballs, and he makes your franchise worth more money. And the thing is, he's also a damn good football player. Pat Leonard of the New York Daily News said Giants general manager Joe Schoen says he spoke to Saquon Barkley's agent 3 days ago. Reset the negotiations after tagging him. No outstanding offers. John Mara says Barkley wasn't pleased with the tag. Joe Schoen says the soft running back market is not a factor, and they're comfortable with carrying a $10 million tag number. I also think something that was really important that came out in these NFL owner meetings was that Joe Schoen said there is no contract on the table for Saquon Barkley. Reports that the Giants made a contract offer at the NFL trade deadline, or bye week, when the Giants had their bye week, they offered him $12 million. Then there was a report after the season they offered him $13.5 million, which he said no to. Well, now they took that off the books because the running back market is out of whack right now, especially with what transpired in NFL free agency and with the franchise tag sitting at just $10.1 million, the Giants are kind of on a steal of a deal for Saquon Barkley. Great player, no doubt about it, but you are worth what the market is willing to pay. And if you look at how the market shook out this offseason and the fact that other running backs that got franchise tagged couldn't get a long-term deal done, like Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard, maybe the right move was franchise tagging Saquon Barkley. I know that Saquon Barkley is better than Miles Sanders and David Montgomery and Jamal Williams and Samaje Perine and Alexander Madison. But this shows you how much other teams value the running back position. If Miles Sanders is getting about $6.25 million, why do I need to pay Saquon Barkley $13.5? Is he double the running back that Miles Sanders is? Probably not. Montgomery's going for $6 million. Jamal Williams scored 17 touchdowns last year. He's getting $4 million. This is what the market says good running backs are worth. And when you compare what the running backs got this year to what Saquon Barkley wants and what the top running backs are being paid right now in the National Football League, $10.9 million on a franchise tag doesn't look all too shabby. This is the highest paid running backs on average annual value in the National Football League. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, the top of the list, at over $16 million. That contract was traded by the Panthers because it hadn't been working out. The reason it worked out in San Francisco is because he's not the focal point of that offense. Alvin Kamara, that's not a good deal. Dalvin Cook, Vikings are trying to get out of that. Derrick Henry, they talked about trading him. Nick Chubb, that's a good deal, but it's only $12 million. Saquon Barkley turned that down. Joe Mixon might be cut. Aaron Jones, I think, is a good value deal. And you got the three franchise tags at Pollard, Jacobs, and Barkley, all at just over $10.09 million. I don't want to be mean when I say this. And really, if you want to be a guy that says I'm being mean to his agent. Saquon Barkley, your agent, he screwed you over. You are one of the biggest losers of NFL free agency. Think about it like this. The Giants offered him a deal with $13.5 million per year. He said no. He may never get paid that again. Look at what running backs are being paid. The money's not there. The interest is not there. The value across the NFL is not in the running back position. I feel bad for Barkley, but I feel like he let a whole lot of zeros escape from his bank account because he listened to his agent who said you can find out your real value in NFL free agency. Giants put the franchise tag on him. It doesn't sound like there's too many teams interested, especially considering that there was the exclusive franchise tag, which would cost you 2 first-round picks. I feel bad for Barkley. I always want guys to see that I like personally and like on the field get their money, but you got to blame his agent. Not a smart move telling him to wait. The agent's losing out on some money too. I bet he's not sleeping about that decision. Do you want the Giants to sign Saquon Barkley to a long-term deal? Look, we told you how much the running back market paid this year for good players. We showed you how much money the top backs are being paid. We talked about Barkley turning down deals with $12 million and $13 million in average annual value. So I want to ask you this and think about what it's going to cost and the repercussions on the cap. Do you want the Giants to sign Saquon Barkley to a long-term deal? I say yes, but the money has to be right. Let me know what you say. Sound off. Let your voices be heard in the comments. Type Y for yes and type N for no. We appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's video on the latest news and rumors around Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley. The first place you could have heard about these news and info bits is over on my Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. We'll have another video on the channel tomorrow. If you made it this far in the video, hit that thumbs up icon, and we'll see you later.